Believe it or not, it has been a few months since we last got together and started talking through and planning out the year and how do we arrive at the end of 2025 with no regrets and full confidence that we did everything we're meant to do. In our conversation, we talked through our annual intentions. We set those. We talked through our monthly movements. Became aware of that. We highlighted and crafted our weekly rhythms. And lastly, we looked at the daily moments of where the battles are really won. So I just wanted to touch base with you all and do a quick review and to kind of bring some of that information back into relevance for this end of first quarter point of the year. Here, I want to highlight this, that regardless of whether you had the chance to really dig into this or not, the structure of what we built is completely relevant for any point that you encounter throughout the year. All right. Here, I want to highlight throughout the year 4 adversaries that you're going to come across that can completely derail your intention, your effort, your building for the rest of the year. All right. Those 4 adversaries are hopelessness. It is overwhelm, behavioral dysregulation. Okay. And lastly is just sheer chaos. Four things that if we let these things have their full way in our lives, we're going to find ourselves completely stuck. We're going to find ourselves trapped and ineffective for the rest of the year. Right. So here's what I want to just walk you through quickly is how do you apply those same principles that we talked through at the beginning of the year to address and to know what specific tool you can use to navigate each of these 4 adversaries. Okay, so let's start with hopelessness. Hopelessness is that feeling of I have nothing. I can't think of anything. I can't hope for anything. This is a good time to pull back up the notes that I gave you on annual intentions. And the key thing that I covered when I talked through that is your need to shout into the unknown darkness your intentions for the year. Don't know what's coming around the corner. We can't control what's coming around the corner, but what we can do is kind of stand on the truth that time is limited, that our years are numbered, and that we can shout into the darkness that our intentions are sure and our intentions are secured. All right. So that's how we're going to deal with hopelessness when and if we come across that. All right. The next thing that we're going to find ourselves dealing with is the issue of overwhelm. Everything's hitting you all at the same time. You're feeling like you're falling behind and you're beginning to get stuck because you feel overwhelmed. This is a good time to pull up your notes that we took around the idea of monthly movements. So monthly movements is where we gave ourselves permissions to know and to move with the twists and turns that come with the year. And it's going to be important that you know that this day, today, is not forever. That down the corner around there, sometime in May, you're gonna take a break and you're gonna go away with family, and then there's gonna be a time in September where you're gonna reset, and the burn of the things that you're carrying now will be completely in the past and irrelevant. It's important that you take a big macro look of the movements of your life throughout the year, and it allows you to calm and be still so that you can focus on the battle of the given moment and hopefully feel less overwhelmed because of that big sight. All right. Well, here's the next adversary that you might have to deal with, and it's this idea of behavioral dysregulation. What I mean by that is this is when you have the right plan, man. You have the right goals. You know what you want to do. You have the vision. You have the hope for it. But there's just something in you where it's not working, right? There's just for some reason action just won't take place. It won't settle. And so this is a time to pull back the notes that we talked about when we highlighted weekly rhythms. And the main thing that I highlighted with weekly rhythms is this idea that your goals make you fragile. The idea of perfection, the idea of achieving all these things right now that you have on your to-do list to achieve is a part of what's breaking you. And instead of just honing in and focusing on your goals and objective and being that person you want to be, I want you to take a whole different route and instead focus on the systems that you're building. Take a step back and look at the ways, the rhythms of what you're setting up. It's not necessarily, it's going to touch that end result that you want, but you're going to take a step back and focus on the small, tiny steps that lead to that. Okay? Build a system over idolizing your goals. All right? And so that's how we're going to deal with the behavioral dysregulation. Lastly, and I know we all feel it, it's something very real. It's chaos, right? It's the chaos that we're all going to be crashing through within the days and months ahead. Now, this is a good time to go back to, which I feel is the core of our entire talk, which is focused on our daily moments. This is a good time to go back in and look at your daily moments and look at what are some of the things that you set for how the day should flow. And I want to give you this encouragement as you're looking at and dealing with chaos that's hitting you. I want to encourage you to have a short memory about both the good times and the bad times. Have a short memory, put one foot in front of the other, and take it one day at a time until you emerge out of the chaos. Okay? And what I mean by that is the fact that you keep thinking about the good times is taking away your energy and strength from dealing with the moment, with the chaos that you might be in that given time. And of course, being stuck in the bad make you unable to kind of discern when a season is over and when it's time to move into a new season. Have a short memory. Take it a day at a time. All right, get through it. Obviously, you know that we are all here to support you. If you ever find yourself really getting stuck and unable to break out of the hold of hopelessness, overwhelm, behavioral dysregulation, or chaos, I need you to know that I got you, right? I'm in your corner. I'm going to make sure you have access to my email and reach out. And of course, you have an amazing team with you and your organization. And I hope that hand in hand, we'll arrive at the end of this year very proud of the work that we did. All right. It's good to see you all again. I'll talk to you soon.